Okay. Um, there are some accomplishments that have been highlighted, and this has to do with the growth of the platform. There are over 5.4 million active monthly users in the Visual Studio family of tools, and .NET Core and .NET 5, you put them together, has ranked #1 now 3 years in a row as the most loved framework on the Stack Overflow developer survey. And for .NET 6, there's been a lot of open source contributions, because of course there's been more and more, and almost all of it is open source at this point, where if you find a bug, you can contribute to it. Also, the performance of .NET 6 is one of the biggest wins, and I'm highlighting these things because as an architect, and I know that just based on looking at the registration list for this webinar, we have quite a few managers as well, people who are managing development teams. And you have to know that the platform that you're invested in with people and the tools and all that has runway, is not a platform that's kind of stagnant, going by the wayside. And so the .NET platform is on the move. It's growing. It's not only improving and getting faster, but it is gaining market share, and growth in the market. So it's actually a really good investment. And obviously the whole industry is so large and so vast that from a literal perspective, and I get asked this question, people going to school for computer science and wanting to be programmers for their career, and maybe in high school they were taught some Java or JavaScript or Python, or some are, more and more high schools are adopting C#, but they get asked, hey, what should I focus on? And they need to hear, and everybody needs to hear, the industry is so large that if a student decides to go deep in Python, guess what? They're going to be able to find work. If they decide to go deep in JavaScript, Java, they're going to be able to find work. And of course, same has always been true with C# and .NET. But for those of us who have and are continuing to build careers on the .NET platform and the Microsoft ecosystem, it is a really, really good time to be on this platform. It's growing, it's expanding, and it's topping the charts in so many different ways. The performance of .NET 6 is really top notch. The only frameworks, and really all these benchmarks are web benchmarks, but the only frameworks and platforms that outdo .NET 6 are ones that you've never heard of, and people really are not using for mainstream development anyway. It's faster than Java, it's faster than Node, it's faster than Python, it's faster than PHP. So, I mean, we're at the top right now. We're at the top. Also, Entity Framework as a library, which really is the object relational mapper, it's improved a whole lot over .NET 6. So the query performance is good. As it comes to database access, going back to, I think, 2003, I used the in Hibernate open source object relational mapper for a long time. It was actually a slow adopter to adopt Entity Framework, and I actually didn't really endorse Entity Framework for widespread development until the version that came out with .NET Core. And now it's just a no-brainer. It is very, very good, very, very fast.